Alright guys, welcome back to the Music City Kartplex. This is the Rental Kart Racing League. This is week 6. This is the final week of the racing league for the rental karts today. And we're going to start off with qualifying, just as we always do. And it's an 8-minute session. And it's not about position, it's about fastest lap time. So you get placed on the starting grid on the heat race based on what your fastest lap time is in the qualifying. And as you can see, again, this week we're going to run the track in reverse direction. So we're going to go backwards on the track, and also in the back we are going to run the bus stop this week. So it's going to be a few more turns added in, 4 turns added into the track for this running today. As you can see on the lens, overcast skies outside, and on the lens you can see a few water drops, so it is starting to sprinkle. The track, though, as you can kind of hear the tires squeak, and you can see it is pretty dry, but it is just starting to drizzle, so it is going to get slick here in the near future. So try to get a couple of hot laps in, get our best time. We'll start one out here. We're going to start out really wide and dive down to the inside to start timing. Timing starts right at that white barrier on the right-hand side. That's the start-finish line. And you can see the track is just starting to get a little darker gray, and that just means it's starting to get a little damp, but it's still pretty grippy at this point. So we're going to try to get some laps in before it starts to get a little slick. It's been raining pretty much on and off all week, so not a lot of oil on the track this week because it's been washed away. And you can see I'm wiping my helmet off because I've got some water droplets on the windscreen, the visor of the helmet. Just trying to get the best view I can. All right, coming around last couple of turns. That'd be turn 9 for this direction. Here's turn 10 for the straight, and we're going to go as fast as we can to the start-finish line here to set a time. And we'll just show you one hot lap here qualifying, because it's about 10 laps. You get maybe 11 laps in that 8 minutes. All right, qualified 8th, P8. So we're going to start this heat race off in the 8th spot. That puts us on the outside lane. Good and bad, I guess. It doesn't really matter. It is what it is. So we're going to be on the outside for the first turn, but inside for the second turn. So it's kind of got some advantages and disadvantages. You can see the truck's a little darker. So it has stopped raining now, but the track has absorbed some water. So there is a dry line because they had qualifying for the lightweight division as well. So they got some runs on it after the rain stopped. So there is a dry racing line on it. All right, we line up in the grid pattern. I'm on the outside for this turn 1. There's the green flag. We're off. Lots of bump in the first couple of turns because there's just a lot of karts really close together. The name of the game is try to stay alive for the first 2 or 3 turns. If you can do that, then things start to settle out and go down to a single file for the most part, and then you can start working from there. So see a lot of positions change in the first few turns, and I started P8. I'm probably a few spots back from there. I lost a few positions in the first few turns there. So now it's, like I said, single file. Now we can start racing. There's my buddy Miles right in front of me, and just trying to start picking away one at a time and improve my position just a little bit if I can. Because where you finish in the heat race is where you're going to start in the finals, and that's really where the points are won, is in the final race. So you're just trying to get as close to the front as you can, so you can start as closely to the front for the final race. Now you see somebody goes off. That's my buddy James. Got his tires in the grass, and it just let that rear end go, and he spun around. So the racing line's drying up quite a bit, so it's nice and sticky on that racing line. But if you get outside that racing line, it does get a little slick. We'll speed it up here a little bit just because not a whole lot of action right here. We're all kind of in a train, and we're just drafting around and not really able to do much passing right now. So we'll slow back down once the action picks up, and here we go. And this is turn 3 in this direction. Somebody went wide. A few people passed him. That's Jake. I raced quite a bit with Jake. We end up in the same kind of finishing position in the race quite often, so we pair up quite a bit. We do a lot of racing on this race and the next race you'll see. Speed it up a little bit again here as we make our way around. Just trying to get by 1 or 2 more if I can. See how much the track dries up. Even just a few laps in, and that racing line is getting much wider, so it is drying up quickly. 7 more laps to go. I can catch him on the straight just because of the draft, but I can't really get a pass in. So I'm just trying to stay behind, trying to get my line refined and keep it as fast as I can so I can be there. If somebody makes a mistake, somebody goes off, I can make the pass. Don't really have the top end speed in this kart. I'm just trying to hang on in the draft so I can be there in the corners and try not to mess up. Went a little wide there. You can hear the rumble strips. We'll slow it down here because we're going to get some action. There's Jake went a little wide on that corner, went through the grass a little bit. That's not too bad though. I'm able to get a pass. A couple of people go wide. And one more spot. There we go. Still couldn't get past Jake though. Somebody's stuck on the outside. If I can keep this draft going, I can get by him as well. We go 3 wide to this corner. That always causes trouble, so I'm going to stay outside, see if I can do the switchback. And I was not able to make that pass on the switchback. Matter of fact, I lost 1 spot there. But that sets me up for that next corner, and I gain that spot back, and I'm right back beside Jake here once again. Hard going through the chicane too wide sometimes, so you dip some tires in the grass and try to make the straightest line you can. Come around the straight again. I'm a little closer this time, so I'll be able to suck right up on his tail with the draft. He's giving me the signal to go ahead and suck right in there and bump draft him all the way down the straightaway, catch this guy up in front of us here. He takes a pretty narrow line, I take a wide line, so we have some different opportunities for passing on that turn 2 and turn 3 as well. Just not really able to get it done, so just stand right behind him. We'll speed it up again here. Not a whole lot of passing on this race for some reason. It just seems like we're all just kind of right in this train. If you're an F1 fan, they call it a DRS train. We just kind of drafted behind each other for quite a few laps here. Not able to make those passes. Seems like we're all getting a little better after week 6 here, so we're not going off the track so much. Our lines are getting better, and so not as many mistakes are being made, so just don't have as many opportunities to pass. Here we are on the final lap. See what we can do. Getting real close, but just can't make that pass. Come around to the last couple turns. We'll slow it back down here. Doesn't look like I'm going to be able to get by. So here's the checkered flag for the heat race. Started P8, ended up P7. Gained 1 spot. That's a little better, but not quite as good as we wanted to do. So we'll go right into the finals race. We're going to start out, like we said, P7. That puts us on the inside. And inside turn 1, we on the outside turn 2. So outside turn 2 on that first lap is kind of a dangerous spot to be because there's a lot of bumping that goes on, and you're real susceptible to getting pushed off the track or getting a little sideways. So you just got to be real careful about that. All right, we'll go formation lap here. We'll scrub the tires, get a little heat in the tires as always. And then towards the end of the lap, we'll get formed up in a nice grid pattern so we can wait for that green flag. Get this race started. There's Jake on my left. Once again, we raced side by side quite a bit. Here's the green flag. Off we go. 15 laps for this final race. It's a long race. As we said, these first couple of turns here, a lot of bumping going on because we get 2 and 3 wide pretty often. So survive these turns. One guy goes wide off the right into the grass. There's another one gets spun backwards. That always happens. So just real cautious first few turns. And I survive through turn 4 there and end up P3. Real happy with that. So start P7. We're now in P3. And I'm starting to realize here this kart has a pretty fast top end speed. So I feel like it's a little loose, but fast karts usually can be a little loose. That's generally why they're fast. And as I come around the front straight here, I'm starting to feel that speed. And I'm pretty happy now because I know that nobody's going to be able to come up behind me and pass me on this straightaway. So what that does, though, is I come around turn 1 and into turn 2. I'm carrying a lot more speed than generally I do. So I'll go a little wide. Able to keep it on the track, though. Just checking my shoulder here, making sure nobody's coming up behind me. So I'm going to have to adjust for that throughout the race because this kart does have a lot of top end speed. Still sitting P3. We're going to speed up a little bit. 13 more laps to go. I'm just trying to chase him down. We're pretty matched on the speeds all throughout the corners and the straights. So we got some pretty fast karts up in front. This is a points race again. Right now in the whole points championship, I'm sitting number 2, and able to make that pass, but that was a little aggressive. So I waved him on through, let him through, because I just a little aggressive the way I took that position. So I gave it back to him here. But that's James beside me here, coming up beside me, and I almost gave up too many positions here. So I was able to keep that spot. And I think he might have backed off a little bit too and let me back in. So good racemanship going on here and camaraderie. Trying to keep it clean, trying to keep it fun. Like I said, I'm sitting position 2 in the points race right now, and the number 1 guy, Nate, is out in P1 right now. He's way out there, and he is just absolutely walking away from us. So there's not a lot of opportunity for me to catch him. So they're able to make that pass. Now we're sitting P2, so I'm behind Nate, but he's a good 5 or 6 seconds in front of us right now. A lot of work for me to do to catch up to him, and I'm not sure I can at this point. So I'm just going to try to do all that I can to keep these lines clean and keep these guys behind me, and at the very worst keep P2 if I can, but hopefully catch up to Nate up in front. Got a lot of racers behind me, and they're bumping each other, so they're slowing each other down. And I'm just going to try to pull away if I can, because here comes that straightaway, and I got a lot of top end speed with this kart. Nobody's right behind me, so they're not going to be able to draft too closely. I'm tucking down a little bit as much as I can. Still got a whole 10 laps to go. It's a long race. Still trying to adjust to that more speed coming in that turn 2, so I'm getting a little better here. Didn't go wide, at least we cut a little tight, but you can see Nate out in front. He's still got a lot of distance on me. At this point, I don't appear to be catching him, so trying not to let him walk away too far. That's my buddy right behind me. That's James, and he's going to make a run at me a few times here, and we're going to go back and forth and have a lot of fun racing each other. I think he's sitting right behind me in the points. He's sitting number 3 maybe in the points. So this is important for me to keep James behind me if I can, because I don't want to lose any positions in the points championship. But he's a good racer, and he's right back there, and here's another racer, and the other one is Jake once again, so he's there. He is coming beside me. I'm doing my best to keep him behind me as well. Those guys are racing each other, so they're slowing each other down a little bit, but they're starting to single file now. And you can tell Jake's got a pretty nice, fast kart, and he's got some good lines too, so he's taking looks on the inside, looks on the outside. I know he's trying to pass me, and he's going to be able to draft me on this straightaway, and he's going to be right there on turn 2 for me, so I got to make some good turns here. Keep that tight line. I know he goes inside, I go outside. I'm trying to go a little narrower to defend off that inside line. He got a little better turn on turn 3 there, so he's right behind me now. Can't really pass through here, but he can dive on me in this turn, so, and that's trying to defend it. Now we're going to speed it up a little bit here. I got a pretty good turn and got a little bit of separation from him, so I'm just going to cruise a little bit, try to chase Nate down. So we lost some more ground because we were fighting back there. 6 laps. At this point, I can't even see Nate up there, so he's pulled away from us. And then here comes Jake once again behind. Five laps to go. Getting closer to the end of the race. Can't make any mistakes because you have fewer opportunities to correct them if you do get past here. So just trying to make it as clean as I can. Keep the speed up. Trying to be a little defensive, so I'm not going as quickly as I can. I know I'm losing time to Nate up in front, but I got to keep this position, so I'm being a little more defensive on my line. That's James. Here he comes. He's diving on the inside. He gets that spot, and unfortunately, I lose 2 at that spot at that turn. That's not great for me because I'm really trying to at least get on that podium, but trying to keep that spot 2 for the finish. So I'm going to work really hard to get one or two of those spots back here, but I only have 4 laps to go now. Like I said, high top end speed on this kart, so I'm able to draft right up behind these guys. They're going side by side. Oh, James gets a little sideways, so I give him a bump because I really can't stop at that point, but I end up straightening James out, and then I push him a little wide because of that, and that ends up blocking Bob out behind, so James was able to keep that spot right behind me. That was kind of fortunate, but unintentional. All right, we're going to speed it up a little bit here. I got Jake right in front of me, 3 laps. I'm trying to chase him down. I'm able to catch up to him in some parts of the track, but I just can't get by him. So once again, same as the last race, just trying to keep my lines as clean as I can and draft on the straightaways. But he just starts to walk away on me. I go a little wide there, lose a little bit of time. You can see he pulls away a little bit. Here's the final lap. Sitting in P3, that's pretty comfortable. James is behind me, so he's not going to be able to pass me, but I'm not going to be able to catch Nate. So it looks like here we come around the final turn for the checkered flag for a P3 finals position. And what that does is that keeps me in the second place finish for the points. I'm pretty happy about that. This is my first time with any organized racing. I've done go-karts on, just rental karts on and off throughout my life. Thanks, James, for the good race. And so I've never really done any organized racing. This is my first attempt at it, and I had a lot of fun doing it. I was able to finish in the second position in points. Never won a race. I got a couple of third place or podium finishes in the series twice now. But that was the consistency of being in the top 5 for most of my races. Was able to keep me in position 2 for the points. So I'm real happy about that, excited about it. There are prizes associated with it, and do some podium shots and all that kind of stuff. So we had a lot of fun. I want to give a big shout out to Jeffrey, who's the owner, and his family. They run this facility, and they do a fantastic job with this facility. They do a great job refurbing it. The karts are great. The series here that they put on is just a lot of fun. And the workers are fantastic, and they do a great job helping everybody out. So come on out and do the summer series with us. We look forward to seeing you. God bless you, everybody.